happy day after the 11-11-11. It's a good way to start, right? I'm going to wait for some of you to come on so that we can chat, and I would love to hear where you guys are from. I have some interesting things to tell you guys tonight. Hi guys, thanks for joining. Hey, let's post where you guys are from so that you can all connect. We haven't done this in a little while, so I always love it when we connect and we find out where you're from. Hey guys, thanks for coming on. I didn't really pin a message tonight, but we're just chatting. You're in Texas, yay. So I am in Utah. You guys, the UK, yes. It's always fun to know that we have like-minded tribe around the world, around the country, from Chicago, yay. Where are you guys from as you're coming on? Thanks. I do have a lot of energy, you guys. I'm feeling the 11-11 energy gateway. So, Oakland, California, in Africa. That's awesome. Betsy, you're in Washington? Amazing. Hi, Ciara. Oh, I love you guys. Los Angeles. You guys are Austin, Texas. Yay, Ashley. New Jersey. I love it. Generally speaking, we have people from all over, and I love to see where everyone's at tuning in. So you guys, welcome. This is the Moon Babes Monday Night Live. I'm Sonia G, and I want to welcome you on this 12th day of October. It took me a second. The 11th month, right? So we just had this huge portal opening 11-11, right? And so there's a ton of energy that's coming in. If you guys are following my story, I was talking earlier about calling in the energy upgrades that we are receiving, because it's like 11, every time there's a number 11, outside of the fact that you guys know seeing 11-11s, 111, or, you know, all the combinations of one, November, not October. Thank you. I'm glad somebody called me out on that. I was like, wait, are we in October? It's 11-11. I am completely outside of time and space. So the 12th day of November, thank you. Amazing. So yeah, you guys, I sometimes being in between dimensions and the work that I do, it's like I lose track of days and months and things, but the energy doesn't lie, so we can always talk about the energy correctly. Okay, so I was saying, if you're following my stories, you'll see this morning I was talking about the energy coming in and the upgrade energy, right? Because 11s, whenever you see 11s, 11 is a symbol of spiritual awakening, and it's a doorway. Think about the number 11. It's always something that you're going through a portal. You're going through a change. 11 is always a shift and a change. So 11-11 is symbol of spiritual awakening, and it's also symbolic for look at your thoughts. Be careful that your thoughts are positive, because your wish is the universe's command, meaning you're in manifest mode when you see that. So Vibration Flight says, LOA, made my day. I forget, days and months get mixed. Yeah, it's a little bit of my world, you know. Time is a funny thing. When you work a lot in the 5D to 12D plane, like that's kind of where I like to spend a lot of my time, then things sometimes get mixed up when you're like in 3D land and you have to do these things, and, you know, but we still have to do the things. Like there's, you know, there's the bills and there's things that you have to function on all the planes. So Free Spirit says, I did your 11-11 meditation today as I needed to feel grounded. So there's a lot that needs to be done in terms of, that was the 11-11 meditation was super fast that I did because it was only 11 minutes. But it's a good time right now to, if you're spending time grounding in, to also pull in new frequencies, new energies. So really connect to your light pillar. Imagine just like light shining down from above, okay, like a rainbow light. And just imagine all your wishes coming true, coming down, just good, highly vibrational healing, you know, white, shimmering, rainbow, golden light. I know I used a lot of adjectives, but just kind of to render. And you want to fill yourself up with that, because what's happening right now energetically is we're all being asked to release a lot. So that's why it's a good time for forgiveness. It's a good time for letting go. It's a good time to just kind of release what needs to go. Because if you don't release it, then you really feel like weighed down. You feel whatever feeling you're carrying inside, it's being amplified. And this is happening with the 11/11 energy. I had a lot of people ask me today, like, I thought this 11/11 was going to bring like these amazing energy and all of this, you know, but I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling kind of like it's heavy and it's a lot of energy to process. And so the truth is, this comes back down to doing your work, right? And to doing your, that's why I always say you got to do the spiritual work, to working with your mindset, to shifting from negative to positive thoughts, to raising your vibration every day, to actually, you know, meditate as much as you brush your teeth. At least daily, and really pull in the higher vibration and the healing that you need, because we're responsible for our own internal state of being, and the frequencies that are coming in right now are amplifying however we feel. And so sometimes that's overwhelming. There are, you know, definitely days that it takes, like, you wake up and you're like, man, I need to like get myself into, you know, a better place, a better mental state, and a better you know, just a higher vibrational frequency. And maybe that's not how you word it, right? But it's more like, I need to figure out what to do to like change my mood. I need to shift my state of being somehow. And so that's where doing things like, you know, meditation and yoga helps. And obviously yoga is, if it's, you know, when you're doing it for the purposes of shifting your mental state, not your physical state, even though movement always helps anyway. So it's always good. But you guys, so here's what I really want to talk to you about. This week is interesting. Okay, let's get into what's coming up. With this portal of energy that has been open on the 11th, which is lasting until the 22nd. So you're going to feel it even stronger. Oh, my phone is already going to die. If it dies, I'll have to come back on. So with the portal of energy that is happening right now, everything is amplified. Okay. And this week, guess what happens on Thursday, on the 16th, you guys? Venus finally goes direct, but on the same day, Mercury goes retrograde. And it goes retrograde in Sagittarius, which is where Jupiter is now stationed, because it's its home place, right? So we have Jupiter bringing abundance into Sagittarius, and then we have Mercury, the planet of communication, going retrograde. So it's going to cause some interesting insights in terms of like the inner journey. It's whenever Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time for reevaluating whatever, it's an inner journey. It's an inner journey of communication with our own selves and also with others. But definitely watch your text messages, watch your communication skills, and, you know, think before you speak. That's always what happens when Mercury goes retrograde. But the insane cool thing that's happening too with all of this right now, if you've been following what's happening in my course, The Sacred Chakras Journey, I took everybody on a galactic party yesterday for 11/11, which was so cool, you guys. We astral traveled to meet our family of light. It was like amazing. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys found me. Oh, Carrie, I see you. I see you guys. Yes. Ori, I can't really say your name, but I'm glad you're here too. I see you guys. So, yeah, I talk about it all. It's the astrology, the energy, and then we get into all of the outer worldly stuff. So anyway, so yesterday we had this really cool astral travel meditation party, and I called it a party because we were able to connect with our galactic family of light and really tune into our origin and the lineage of our soul. And there's so much healing that comes from that. And it's also such a cool experience, and it's so fun. So, you guys, there's a full moon that I was just looking at between the 22nd and the 23rd. The 22nd being Thanksgiving, okay? And it's happening like on the midnight, around midnight. So it depends on where you are, if it's 22nd or 23rd. It's happening at 0 degrees of Gemini. It's like 0 degrees in like 52 seconds, which is the exact same like line as the Pleiades, in line with Alcyone, which is the central sun of the Pleiades system. So it's going to be like galactic time amplified, and it's no wonder that my guides had me like putting out this kind of work right now, because it's definitely, I feel like there's things are going to be coming up. I feel like a lot of us are going to start to interact with more star guides instead of only just like the angels. So the frequencies are opening up, and full moons bring things to light, bring things to the surface. They just bring light to things. And with that happening, and right there where the Pleiades are, that's going to be interesting, because you guys know we have Pleiadian friends. So we're going to find out probably a whole lot more of information. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So, but at the same time, Mercury goes retrograde right before, so our communication is going to be a little bit jammed. And so it's an interesting time to be alive on planet Earth, you guys. So yeah, Gary says this should be cool. Oh, you're seeing blue hearts float up on the screen? Well, hopefully it's like a blue orb. I tend to have beings around me often. So, and if you guys ever work with me in any of my courses or do my meditations, this is just the fun stuff that happens around me. They definitely hang out, and they make themselves known in many different ways. So yeah, so it's an interesting time ahead, you guys. And as always, I'm going to say, do your work, connect every day, take time to connect. And the best thing that you can do is to connect into your heart and then connect to the planet. But don't connect to the 3D world, okay? We're done. We're done with that. We're done with the chaos. We don't want to be in the 3D world. We really just don't. Nobody wants to be in the chaos and the drama. That's like the stuff that you get stuck in and sucked back into when you turn on the news, right? So make sure that you select a good news source, because there's just a lot of misinformation and a lot of drama and a lot of like fear, being spread that way. Hey, James, I see you. Hey, from Indonesia. Yay, I love that. We are absolutely all over. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so fun to be able to connect the world this way, right? And for us to all be able to hang out. So, yeah, this is an interesting week ahead, interesting days ahead, you guys. It's like the energy keeps building and building. But what I want you the message I really wanted to come across to you guys, or that I wanted to deliver today, is about our DNA and what's happening. Because as this energy is blasting, and I know that everybody's feeling this energy blasting, because it's undeniable that the energy is just blasting, and you feel something going on. Whether you feel the headaches, whether you feel agitated sleep, you're getting crazy dreams, like there's a lot of like itching of the skin, blurry vision, ringing in your ears. There's a lot of symptoms that are happening because of this energy. And it's free spirit. I just saw your message, and so I lost my train of thought. You're saying you still up till 3 a.m. to learn from me. Oh my gosh, you are so sweet. I don't know where you are, but thank you for staying up and for hanging with me. I also do put the there's always a replay available too. So maybe one day I'll start doing things earlier in the day, so you guys are on the other side of the world can join in. I need to kind of get that figured out. But again, this time and the time thing and dates thing is not necessarily my forte, you guys. So, okay, energy upgrades, DNA. Okay, so our DNA is awakening inside of us. You know how there's scientists that say we have junk DNA? Okay, God doesn't make junk. The universe doesn't make junk. So we don't have junk DNA inside. So remove that from your vocabulary, from your consciousness. There is nothing about you that is junk, okay? So you are amazing in your creation of the universe, of God, of creator of all that is, and you are brilliant and magnificent. So inside of you, there's everything that you need to know, right? And what's happening is with these blasts of energy, with this photonic light that is being impulsed at us, this is what it feels like. Boom, boom. You kind of feel like you have these waves and these like pulses. It's like shaking things awaken inside of us, and our DNA is like activating. And these are our other senses coming online, like our superpowers. That's why I call them in our Sacred Chakras Journey course, right? We have superpowers. We have like extra feelings. We have, you know, our clairaudience, clairsentience, clair, you know, all the clairs. So where you can see from your third eye, you hear from, believe it or not, your ear chakras, you guys, are actually right here. They're not in your ears. They're right here. So, but you can hear, there's additional sensory perception that you can develop. And this is the cool stuff that we do, which I like to think of it as superpowers in our Sacred Chakras Journey. Ciara says, what is your take on soul retrieval? Have I studied it? Part of the soul fragmented that day. Okay, let me read your question for everybody so that we know what we're talking about. I want to answer that. So she said, when I was 9, my father died, and I think part of my soul fragmented that day. Anything I can do? Yes. So that's actually a great question, and that's a big thing that you can call in, because whenever we have traumatic circumstances, which is why we're clearing out trauma too in our life right now, whenever we have traumatic circumstances, it's like a part of us rejects it to the point that it's like, it feels like a part of you dislocate, like a piece of your soul gets fragmented. And that's really actually what happens. But on the inside, you feel like a part of you dies, right? And so your soul just can't fully be inside your physical body because the vibration became dense. And so you can't inhabit. There's that piece that can't be in there. So raising your vibration and calling that part of yourself in is a big deal. This was a big part for me. I went, it was a few years ago that I started doing soul retrieval for myself. And it's really, you do this by intention. You do this in like powerful meditation. There's also different processes that you can use, but everything that we can do, you guys, always boils down to your intention, your belief, and your breath. Your breath is like really big because it's the life for the body. So you can intentionally call in all the parts of yourself that have dislocated. You can call in the parts of your soul that need to come home. And you can do that and you will feel it. When I was at the peak of doing this for myself, I used to stand. I like to do a lot of things standing because I feel the energy running through my body and I feel very powerful that way. But I would stand like with my arms out. I don't know if you can see me because I'm like, you know, but like arms out, standing powerfully and really just calling it in, like call in, you know, the parts of your soul, almost like commanding that it comes back to you and then it integrates back with your system, with your physical body in this moment of right now. And you can do that. Also make sure that you call your, you know, your angels and your spiritual team to hold space for you, and to make sure that your intention is very crystal clear. So when you do this, make sure that your intention is super clear and that you're calling in parts of yourself, that there's no interference, okay? So it's a big deal. You want to make sure you clear your space and you clear your energy and that you're running like clean energy around you when you do this kind of work. So, but yes, soul retrieval is a thing. And at some point your soul will just call itself. And for me, part of the journey of like soul retrieval has led me, that's how I found out my galactic lineage. So this is a very on point question. For you know what's happening right now, is because as I started calling back on myself, I started having these journeys and I figure out where I dislocated myself, and then you can trace yourself back, and this kind of gets like a little tricky, but you know, you develop develop this sense of understanding of your own energy and your energy signature. And then you can trace yourself back through space, through time, and, you know, and it's, you know, you're in the quantum field. So time and space doesn't really exist. And so then you can also, you know, go back to your childhood and different things, but you can find out where your past lives are. You can find your past lives. You can find your galactic lineage. And so this is the kind of cool stuff and crazy fun stuff that we do in the Sacred Chakras Journey course. So, of course, I'm going to invite you guys to come and check it out because it's open. Registration is open until the 22nd. And it's www.moonbabetribe.com, like the moon and then babe and then tribe.com. And you can also check out the link in my bio for that. And we have about a minute left before I need to cut off so that I can put this video on YouTube for you guys. But it's a thing. Soul retrieval and soul history is a thing. And there is so much healing that comes from that, you guys. Sierra, absolutely. You are so welcome. I'm glad. I am glad that this is helpful. Yes, so I'm going to save the video and I'm going to put it on YouTube for you guys. And I know that there were other things that were said. Betsy said, my animal communication has been getting so keen during these upgrades. That's really cool, Betsy. And you had a really cool experience with that during our meditation. So, yeah, think of it as your superpowers are coming online, you guys. Like with these DNA activations, really what that means is that you're capable of perceiving and understanding reality on a newer level. So you may start picking up like different hues, you know, like different colors, different sounds, different feelings. Like you know, your spectrum of feelings is like amplifying, and all of a sudden you're seeing flashes of light and you're seeing orbs, or you're hearing music. Something that happens is like you hear music from like another land, or you hear different sounds. This is my phone. It's not. If you're hearing this music, you're hearing it through this video. That was awesome. Perfect timing. So, all right, you guys. I love you all. I hope you have a great and amazing night, and definitely work on your, yeah, Carrie, thanks for laughing at me. Always amazing things happen in my reality, you guys. So thank you for joining me for the Moon Babes Monday Night Live. And if you have questions on this stuff, I'll probably go live again this week because we just have so much stuff going on that I just feel like it's worth exploring. And now that I saw this, where this full moon is going to be, I feel like I'm gonna check in on that, and we're gonna see what cool stuff. So that was funny. I know you guys are laughing. Vibration of Light says, oh yeah, I frequently hear music and sounds from other places and not from your phone. Yeah, isn't that awesome? That's like a cool it's a cool gift that that actually develops, is that you hear sounds from different places. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. All of you that are across the world, thank you for staying up. Thank you for tuning in. The more that we tune into these frequencies and we understand what's happening in our world and in our universe, we can co-create new earth and bring light to all of the good stuff that's happening on the planet. So keep shining bright. I love you guys. Mwah.